8:15, you're tuned in to Talk AM 1320 WKAN.
You know what time it is, Bill?
I have a good idea.
Well, it's just about Relay for Lifetime. It's that time of June, and we're joined in the studio by Areca Van Mill. Good morning, Areca. How are you?
Good morning. Good morning.
Great to have you here again, and you've brought with you Ryan Brasso and Whitney Pelletier from Relay as well.
Good morning. How are you guys?
Oh, it's great to have you guys here. Thank you so much for doing what you're doing with Relay. It's a very hugely successful thing in Kankakee County, and in the state of Illinois. It's huge.
For sure. Yeah.
And in the country, in the world.
We're number 23 in the world.
That's crazy.
Our wonderful community, yes.
That is one of the most positive things that, people are so surprised that we're that big in the state of the world. It's amazing.
And Areca, it's due to a lot of people who put a lot of time in and a lot of effort, and then it all kind of comes to, you say Relay, this is coming up on Relay weekend, but it's not really Relay weekend. It's Relay year. It's the whole thing, isn't it?
It is. We have many teams that start planning their fundraisers a year in advance, and they really execute well the whole year, spreading information about the ACS, about, telling their story of how they've been touched by cancer and what they're doing to fight back.
Very good. Well, so tell us a little bit about what's the role of the two people you brought with you today? Who do we have?
So Ryan Brasso, he is our logistics chair. So he helps to organize, what's coming to the event. We're watching the weather very closely, and, it's going to be hot. So Ryan's, getting things in place so that people will have some relief from that, just all this last minute stuff. You'll see things coming across the street at Bishop McNamara. You'll see tents coming up. You'll see porta pots coming. You'll see all the things that a big event will handle will start coming, and that's stuff that Ryan helps to organize.
Everything from misting fans, and there's a lot that goes into it with tables and chairs and just the little things that you're right. It does come all together on Saturday, but we start pretty much this morning, and we just start rolling. So it's going to be a good day.
So and then you have with the weather that's anticipated. I imagine there's a lot of extra planning to make sure that people are able to stay cool.
Well, yeah, and, everything, like I said, I was talking with some guys, we're getting some misting fans, make sure people drink water, all the safety tips, wear sunscreen, just something as simple as that, and that goes right into what we work with melanoma awareness and things like that, so it's kind of a part of the event that's going to just, help us with that too, so...
Mm-hmm.
And we also have Whitney Pelletier. Whitney helps to organize our volunteers. She will work with all the volunteers that come out the day of event, starting again today. She helps to get everybody organized. Both of them have been a big part of our monthly meetings that we have each month. So just an organization and just telling people, hey, this is what's going on for Relay.
Whitney, what drives people to want to volunteer for Relay, do you think? Volunteers is a huge part of the process. How do you go about getting people involved?
Really, people just kind of want to help.
Yeah.
They know that the more help that we have the day of, the better the event is for everyone else. So even if they just give an hour or 2 hours of their day, they feel like they actually helped, not just being a part of it, but they helped do it too.
Yeah.
That's the big thing.
And it takes that level of ownership that you have when you're part of a team to kind of a whole new level when you're part of the team making it all happen. I would imagine that kind of a rewarding thing.
Yeah, and we try to take feedback from everybody and let everybody get involved. And, as we've gone through the years and this event has become so successful, I think that's what we've done. We've listened, and we've all started out in Relay for a reason. Mm-hmm. And that's the biggest thing. We've all been here. We've all kind of share one thing in common, and that's our fight against cancer. And we really want the world to be cancer-free, Bill. I think that's our goal.
Yeah.
So the opening ceremony starts at 2:00, and Survivor dinner is at from 5 to 6. But there's activities going on really throughout the entire day, right?
That's right. So at 2:00, after we do our opening ceremony, we have about 180 survivors that start our lap off, and that is pretty awesome. If you haven't seen it before, or if you haven't participated before, if you're a survivor and you want to be part of Relay, you don't have to be registered. You can come out that day. We'll give you a purple survivor shirt, and we really want you to be inspired, as we all are, by that first lap of our survivors.
That's what really keeps us going, is every time we talk with a survivor and we really we see what they've gone through. And the American Cancer Society is helping out with, eliminating cancer, saving lives, helping people deal with cancer. And every year, they're up to 15.5 million cancer survivors in the country right now, and they project that it'll be up to 20 million by 2026. So that's something that is really big.
Yeah. Well, and I know that it's hard to even put into a box and say, this is what the money that's raised goes to, because there are so many different efforts that we raise money for Relay. You're not only raising money for research, but you're raising money for all sorts of support that goes to the fight against cancer.
That's exactly true. And we have a lot of those programs right here in Kankakee County where we have Road to Recovery, which volunteers will actually give patients rides to their treatment. So that helps them to be able to get the treatment that they need. The other is Look Good, Feel Better. We partner with both Riverside and St. Mary's, and they both have Look Good, Feel Better programs for women who are going through cancer, who may have lost their hair. And it's just a great program to let them feel the way they want to feel.
Yeah, and there's just so much to it. And if people are hearing this and they say, oh, wait a second, well, I want to help. I want to help. What can I do? And so, Whitney, you're the person who says, wait, we still need volunteers, right?
Yes,
absolutely.
always need volunteers. So they can contact one of us, and we also have a Facebook page, which is Relay for Life of Kankakee County. You can also email Areca Van Mill, which is erica.vanmill@cancer.org, and just say that you want to volunteer, or you can always give us a call too.
And how do you spell Areca? Because it's not. It's nothing conventional.
So it is ARECA .VANMILL at cancer.org.
Very good. Very good. So volunteers, if you have people who want to volunteer, people who should be volunteering.
Community service hours.
Community
service.
Yeah.
We will
definitely
more than happily sign off on those hours for anybody that wants to help.
Oh,
out.
yeah. There's all sorts of young people who could be taking advantage of that too, and being part of something really remarkable. What an experience this would be as a student to kind of see, there's something kind of bigger than my little world that I live in here in our community.
You're exactly right. And that's what's going to keep us going, is getting those kids involved. So,
well, and Areca, you've got to feel pretty good about getting these two young leaders involved.
These two young leaders are busy. Ryan has a family. He's got 3 children, and, he finds the time to make it happen. And Whitney just finished pharmacy school. She just graduated. So, they're really busy, but you know what? They think this is important, and so do I. And I just think bringing people together that are leaders is really helpful.
There's so many things in the community that you could be doing. What personally led you to on this journey for Relay?
Well, my mom got me involved with Relay a long time ago. I lost 3 grandparents to cancer at very young ages, and then numerous friends and family, and that really, I think as you get older, you kind of realize that you have to give back to something.
Yeah.
So you're going to give back to something that is important to you. There's a ton of great organizations out there, but for us, the American Cancer Society was the one, because we've all been touched by cancer, and a lot of people have been. So for me, it was just about kind of realizing that, it's time you can't just take from the world. You got to give a little back too. So.
Yeah. Whitney, what about you?
Yeah, I joined because I had lost my grandma, and then we also had lost a family friend, very young man in his 20s, and really just being able to give back and know that you're actually doing something, and you can actually see that you're helping people. It's just nice to do that.
Yeah, especially when you see that survivor lap and you see all of those people who are taking that lap, and if you don't have goosebumps when you see that, then
I get goosebumps.
Yeah, just
there's
talking
just
about
something wrong with you.
And it's not like it's something that's out there in the world that it's right. These people are our neighbors.
Yeah.
They're like people who live down the street from us, or sometimes in our same house.
Yeah.
Who are survivors. So 23rd in the world going into this weekend. Is there any prediction, Areca? Is it going to be 19 or?
I don't know. I think we have some great momentum. Our teams have just been amazing this year with doing their fundraising, with getting out there, talking about what Relay is, inviting new people to come on board. And so it's exciting.
The
Very
opening
exciting.
ceremony is going to be 2 o'clock, Bishop McNamara High School. and it's when it all gets started on Saturday. And the good news about it starting at 2 o'clock is that as the afternoon continues, the sun goes down, it gets a little cooler, but you guys are in full preparation mode for the crowds and everything else that's going. And then as the afternoon continues, tell us about what happens at 4:30 in the afternoon.
So our theme this year for Relay is All-American Relay.
Okay.
Bill, we're fortunate to live in a place where we can take time to focus on something like this,
Mm-hmm.
So at 4:30, we're going to do a Heroes Lap. And this is an open invitation to all active military, veterans, healthcare workers, fire, police. We want to recognize them. So we're basically going to do a lap for them. We're going to invite them to engage with, looking at raffles and do things like that. We're going to do a little reception for them. We're going to get some pizza and some water and stuff like that. And we just want to invite all of those men and women that keep us safe, that have forever given us the opportunity to do things like this, and honor them and tell them thank you. Because one thing that I think that we can really all do is just thank those kind of people that really keep us safe every day, And so that's something we're really looking forward to.
A good way to tie that in. And, as long as we're appreciating the people who do these things for people going through cancer, looking at a bigger picture of people who are helping us every day. So I know that you also tell us about, Areca, about the Survivor Garden. What's that?
We have set up a survivor and caregiver gardens to give activities to people who have gone through cancer. We have chair massages, we have raffles, we have inspiration. You'll see a large butterfly. So they're actually going to create a huge butterfly. It's beautiful, and people can write their messages and just kind of have a little area to reflect as well. We're going to have chair massages done by the Institute of Natural Health and Education School of Massage right here in Bradley. They're going to come out and volunteer, and anyone is welcome to come into these gardens. You don't have to be a survivor or a caregiver. Yeah. It's really open for everyone, but it's just a nice inspirational area for people to go and reflect as well.
We talk a lot about survivors because that's the focus is on survivors, but the caregivers, you can't forget the caregivers too, because if you've never cared for anyone who's ill or who has cancer, you don't understand how tiring and how exhausting that can be.
Their journey is a very special one too, and our survivors, no one is more appreciative to the caregivers than they are. So it's going to be a nice moment for them to be able to give back to their caregivers as well.
And you're exactly right, Allison. We really try with this whole process to just thank everybody,
the whole
who was
picture,
involved, the big picture, right? And it's everybody involved, and it's thank you guys for giving us the opportunity to come in today. Thank and it's a big community thing, and that's what we really try to focus on. So we're excited.
Wonderful. We're talking with Areca Van Mill, Ryan Brasso, and Whitney Pelletier from Relay for Life. It's this Saturday. It's huge. It's huge. If you've not been involved before, you have to just stop by, and it's one of those feel good things for the whole county. Yeah. Just really encourage everyone to stop by if they can. And
on Saturday, when it gets into the evening hours a little bit, it'll cool off some. And Areca, tell us a little bit about what happens at 9 o'clock. And if people haven't been before, why they need to be there then.
You'll start seeing about 7:30 some bags being put up around the track. They're going to have names and messages. Those names on the bags are people who have had cancer, lost their battle to cancer, or fighting their battle right now. So it's a wonderful part of the evening where people can kind of have a lap of silence. We read every name that is dedicated on the luminaria through a ceremony. It's about 750 names to 900 names, just depending on how many people are reached, for this event. But it is probably the highlight of the whole event. It's why people come together, and people come just for that. You can bring a group of people just to kind of stand around the bag that you might be there supporting. Mm-hmm.
Wow. Well, that would be something definitely, if you haven't seen that before and been a part of it, come and do that. There's so much going on. Relay for Life. It all starts 2 o'clock on Saturday. And I want to thank all of you for stopping in today. And,
thank you guys.
Thank you for your incredible passion. And Areca, keeping them all in line and keeping this whole thing in the right direction.
This is a very easy group to keep in line.
Very good. Well, thank you so much, and best of luck this weekend. We'll see you at Bishop McNamara High School. All starts at 2 o'clock on Saturday. Relay for Life here in Kankakee County, one of the world's top Relay for Life events. And best of luck. We'll be right back with more of the WKN Morning Show after this.